And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2017 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have a battle of the legends here. We have House of Champs playing 60 card Skull Servant going up against Mkohl40 playing Dark Magicians. And before we get into it, big shout outs to our sponsor, MST TV, for hooking us up with the nice logo, the nice intros. Be sure to check out his channel in the description and be sure to give him a sub. But for this electrifying match, we have on commentary, the one, the only, the RJB0.
What's up, my Yugi bros? How's it going?
So what do you think about this, what do you think about this match here?
I mean, I just heard the names of the matchup. I saw that on the bracket, and I was like, that is a match that I am waiting for. 60-card Soul Servant opening up with the grass is just going to be an explosive deck in this event. And then Dark Magicians has been one of the favorites for decks that are going to get you up in your brackets in the chats. People have been talking about it's going to be this, it's going to be Wind Witch Invoked, Blue Eyes, and BA that are really going to be getting you up there.
And John Moore hitting a lot off that grass, not to interrupt you, but he hit a double White Prince as well as a Gozuki. So it looks like he's resolving that, getting all the Lady in White and Skull Servants out of his deck, and he gets the free special summon of that Unizombie thanks to Gozuki's effect. Gozuki is such a good card.
It's so good.
It's so good. Oh my god. And
so now I'm excited to see what we get out of a grass zombie deck with Gozuki in it. Oh, and it's coming out under the Unizombie.
So Gozuki is now out thanks to Mizuki, and now Gozuki's going to trigger, which will send another Mizuki to the grave. God, that card is so good. I know we just said it, but it's that good.
It's so dumb.
I'm really interested to see how Dark Magician fares in this matchup, because, I mean, let's be honest, this isn't exactly something you're going to see at, you know, your YCS or regional. I mean, you might see it at a regional, actually, but these are two decks that aren't exactly the most commonly played, and I'm curious to see how they're going to end up going against each other.
Well, one thing I'm concerned about from Robbie's perspective is that Dark Magician is a heavy control deck. Its entire way of playing is by keeping a reps on who gets to enter the field and who leaves the field when. And if you're going second against a grass play with Dark Magicians, I feel like that puts you at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. That deck is so control-based that if it just starts losing any form of tempo, that it starts running into problems. House of Champs dumping the third Mizuki after bringing back the Unizombie, and we're going into double Omega here, Robert.
Oh, there is nothing more absurd when it comes to tempo than grass into double Omega.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think what's so cool is that Gozuki actually enables combos now that there's 2-card combos that end in double Omega. And then on top of that, Robbie just scoops it up, which quite frankly, I don't blame him.
Like, I cannot see something that he would have accomplished. Like, the best he could have hoped for was a dark hole into a setup field that could somehow get rid of those Omegas, especially since Dark Magician doesn't put out the attack power to be able to take down double Omega, which is something that you kind of need, because you have to be able to put the pressure on an Omega deck so that they want to keep their Omegas around. And if you're going to have 2 cards missing from your hand that turn, the ability to set up that pressure just isn't there. So what are they doing with the side deck? I mean, John's the only one we can see going on here. He's taking out the Dark Hole, which is interesting because of the trap card that makes monsters unaffected, and bringing in Twin Twisters, which is exactly the play here.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, John freezing up here. I think he should be okay, but... yeah, there we go. So what I was going to say is his best thing he could have had, that Robbie could have had that last game, was Lava Golem, the 2 Omegas. And yes,
is Robbie playing that?
I don't know. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if he was running Lava Golem, he could Lava Golem the Omegas, then play Necro Valley. Then he can drop all of his Dark Magician stuff. Oh my god.
I played Necro Valley Dark Magicians myself.
Yeah, that's totally like the best way to play that deck, you know? How else would you want to?
Necro Valley Lava Golem Dark Magicians is like Eric and Yugi just decided that one day they were tag teaming a regionals.
Okay, yeah, and so it looks like House of Champs and Robbie are just getting reset up back here because it looks like he crashed, but it's all good. That happens.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Robbie's going to need an exceptionally strong opening, or he's going to need to really hope that John doesn't open grass. But I don't know. You don't even need grass. Grass is almost just like a win more card at this point because, again, Gozuki just enables 2-card combos into double Omega, and it just does so much for the deck that it's absurd. The deck is topping now, like, zombie variants are topping regionals and YCSs for that fact without even playing Minerva. Like, that's incredible.
Yep. I am really interested in that deck because of the sheer amount of power in it. You know, we haven't seen this kind of power from a deck consistently since Blue Eyes. You know, Minerva Turbo can get there, but it doesn't do it nearly as easily as a zombie deck.
So Robbie's opening up the Rod. Wow, John has a really good opening hand if he were going first.
Got that amazing Taka.
Oh yeah, the Taka Tomborg and the Skull Servant hard draw. Oh yeah. Okay, so we got the Dark Magical Circle.
That'll get him there. Honestly, that's pretty much just what he needs on the opening turn because that gets him his pace control card.
And then you just need a ton of back row to back it up.
The problem is John Moore's got the Twin Twisters, and that card is a dangerous resource against Dark Magicians, because if you lay down the Twin Twisters on the mirror and the trap, then it's over for Dark Magicians.
So we're going to see here, Robbie just walling up with that back row right now, and obviously he's going to want to probably Twin Twister the Circle because it is, like you said, it's the key piece control card for Robbie to just maintain tempo. But, I mean, there's 4 other back row he's got to go through, and top decking that Soul Charge is not what he needed right now.
Yeah, that's really bad. I honestly wouldn't have started with the Twin Twister.
Why do you say that?
Because there's so little that he can accomplish early in his turn with a Twin Twister. Facing up against 4, and there's the Eternal
he hit
Soul.
the Eternal Soul. That isn't necessarily bad.
I mean, depending on what his next move is, I wouldn't have necessarily activated it there.
Yeah, but now it's going to trigger in the grave anyway, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I
wouldn't have activated it there. I would have just left it.
Yeah, because... I don't know. It's a really tough call because, I mean, there's the warning for the Solitaire. And I guess the Soul Charge is somewhat useful here, but if Robbie probably has another live back row.
Yeah. I mean, it gets him to combo pieces, which is, absolutely vital to this deck.
So if anything, this is going to be able to generate a good amount of advantage because he could probably he can do a lot with 2 Unizombies.
Oh, that's true.
Like, he can send 2 Mizukis and then bring back the Solitaire. He can just do so much stuff right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would be so scared of Robbie's backer right now, but I don't know. I think at this point, if you're John and you know that the only 2 other cards in your hand are Takatomborg and a vanilla Skull Servant, I think you just have to make the highest risk play you can and hope he doesn't have anything, because if not, I think you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah, you have to try and get to some momentum.
Like, I feel like... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I totally forgot about Solitaire's, that effect of Solitaire. I mean, it's the best effect of Solitaire. I just don't play against this deck nearly enough. And so I may revise my opinion on using Twin Twister in the opening, because in this kind of position for John, you have to create momentum somehow.
Right. And, John did get a Omega on board, and he recurred the Mizuki. So, I mean...
Yeah, that's going to pay off a huge amount.
Kaiku, Magician's Rod, and Kaiku off the duality for Robbie.
That's rough.
The fact that Robbie can play Kaiku in a native deck that it synergizes so well. Oh my god. And he didn't hit the Rod off of the Omega. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so now he's going to lose the Unizombie.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, Omega is such a huge pressure piece against Magicians. It's so big. Because Magicians aren't known for their pushes, and if a deck like Zombies can recur, they have Mizuki, so they can recur defense, or even create combo plays with the Omega around still, while Omega is putting that kind of pressure on Magicians. It's such a powerful card against that.
Ooh, the illusion magic.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. The oh wow and the desires with
Down
the follow
goes
up.
the desires.
That's I
Man,
agree
a
with you.
grass would end this game.
Yeah,
I just like
Mill.
I'd be really worried if I were Robbie right now because we don't have Ghost Dash in this format, and that's the only thing that's going to
There's Imperial
put
Order.
in the work he needs against Grass. That's fair.
Yeah, but I agree though. That's only a 1 of, where Ghost Dash is like a 3 of, but that's not even in this format. But no, I definitely agree with you. I feel like it's like you said, Dark Magician is such a heavily based control deck that if you don't have
There's the strike.
Ooh,
That'll make a difference.
absolutely.
I mean, for a turn.
Yeah, just for a turn. But if the zombie deck can actually keep at the pace that the Dark Magician deck likes to play at and just not really lose out to like the cheap 1-for-1s the deck can do, then that just puts the deck so far ahead, and pretty much the Dark Magician just loses its advantage anyway.
Yeah, and John Moore is playing this perfectly. He's not committing anything.
Right.
I mean, he's committing a Skull Servant, but like that's not doing anything in his hand.
Hey man, that's gonna pay off.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. He has a Mega on the board. He has one of the biggest power monsters.
The second
strike. What a move, because Robbie has to have been holding on to that strike since the last turn.
Mm-hmm. And now the Magician's navigation for the follow-up. And now Robbie is in complete control of this. He's on 200 life and the Kaiku.
Goodness.
So now...
Wow, this game has just turned around.
Oh my god. So now cards cannot be banished out of John's graveyard, which means no more...
he can start picking off his zombies from the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see John is kind of sitting back in his chair like, not sure about it.
Man, what a huge swing. And Robbie's only on 200 life. And this is so big because Kaiku is almost a hard counter to Skull Servants, because now he can just banish the Skull Servants out of the graveyard and then make the... Oh my god.
And the other thing is, you remember, John Moore took out the only reliable out this deck has to Kaiku, which is Dark Hole.
Right. So he top decks Lady in White. I mean, it's a 2200 defense, but it's not really going to get him there. I mean, granted, he might have Trick Clown that could maybe save him a turn, but Robbie's probably going to have some way to kill him next turn, I have to imagine.
Wow, that's what a turn. That Solemn Strike holdout was just so well played.
Yeah, that just goes to show how well Robbie knows this game, is that the fact that he had the patience to wait out for that was just incredible.
The read on that strike was just incredible. And here we go. Yeah, John's rubbing his face. He's on the rush.
He's starting to sweat. He knows. But the Kaiku hitting in for another 18. He's going to banish another couple cards out of the graveyard due to its effect. The funny thing is, I mean, he might have I don't know. It's a very unlikely chance, but I mean, he has maybe...
Grass wouldn't get him anywhere at this point, even.
Because Kaiku's locking him down.
Yeah.
So that locks out Snow, that locks out Mizuki, that Gozuki, that he just top-decked, wouldn't do anything.
And he doesn't have any special summons from the hand, which means there's no chance that he's going to be able to put a rank 4 on the board.
Yeah.
Well, get over that.
Funny enough, if Robbie doesn't summon another monster, he could actually survive one more turn here, because Trick Clown can revive itself. Oh, but there's the Magician's Rod. So
there's the Rod. So
I think that's going to do it. So we're going to go into game 3, it looks like.
Yeah. But I still got to say, even with the swing that Robbie pulled in this game, it really demonstrates the kind of advantage that a Skull Servant deck could potentially get over Dark Magician, considering the fact that John Moore opened with a disgustingly awful hand. He drew into 2 of his garnets in the opening hand, and like Trick Clown, which without any plays doesn't get him anywhere. The Soul Charge play was very well done, but even with a hand like that, John Moore still spent a good portion of the game in the lead. It was only due to the fact that like Robbie Cole is as good a player as he is that he managed to keep that up.
This is Oh, they're going into sideboard. That's what they're doing. They reset the game.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say that was a very interesting hand, but yeah, I forgot they haven't sided for game 3. I think when they restarted the match the first time, they just made it a single and not a match.
Yeah.
So
if it really comes down to, like, at this point, it comes down to whether or not John opens with a decent hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think
grass.
that's what this matchup comes down to. I mean, grass or access to combo pieces and outs.
Yeah. Grass or solitaire.
Rest choice here. Yeah, grass or
Terror
solitaire.
Top. Terror Top's a good opener too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really just I'm hyped because this is the man who made it all the way to the finals. Talking about Robbie here, he made it to the finals, lost to Blair Hunter in the 2016 tournament, and John Moore, the one who got blown out in round 1 by Kanye West 315 and his Mermails. Oh. So John's looking for blood.
My baby
here.
at work.
John definitely wants some redemption for such an early exit in last year's tournament.
And part of what I loved about the idea of this match is that these are just two phenomenal players.
Oh, absolutely. They're both well-seasoned. They're both veterans of the game. They've been playing since it came out. They've both... I don't think Robbie's won an event, but I know he's topped several. So it's going to be good. Well, John started with the Unizombie, so that's an okay start. His hand isn't, like, amazing, but it's okay. He can get at least 1 Omega on the board.
Yeah, I think his stream really caused him some problems by asking him to put the Skull Servants into here.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty bricky, and we're seeing that now. When we saw that last game, they don't do nearly as much for him as any other engine could have. Mm-hmm. They could have been a brilliant engine. They could have been any number of other things, and the deck would have been in much better shape.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what this event is all about. It's about seeing the personalities that we know and love playing with decks that we don't see in the meta.
Mm-hmm. I think John might have possibly made a misplay here because he could have potentially used the first effect of Unizombie to send a Skull Servant or just anything, and then he could have used the second effect to send Gozuki and then trigger Gozuki to special summon something else out of his hand, and then he could have made an Omega because Lady in White is not a tuner, and then Unizombie would have been a 5.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have opened with a 3 Grand King.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like in this scenario, I'd rather have Omega than a 3 Grand King.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am being totally tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, I would... Omega is this deck's advantage against Dark Magician.
Wow, Robbie opening the Dark Magic Circle. That's a pretty good way to start.
Yep. Like I said, that card gets you... Oh,
coming down.
Goes Kaiku.
Wow.
And once again, John Moore did not bring in cards to deal with Kaiku.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than, the King.
Yeah. But... And this is just huge, because not only does he lose the Unizombie, but now 2 of the Skull Servants are banished, and now this King goes down to 1,000 attack.
And that's exactly the problem I was just about to talk about, along with the fact that King is a slow-paced card, and there is no deck in this tournament's format that does slow pace better than Dark Magicians.
Right. And now we had the Magician's Navigation, which is going to trigger the Dark Magic Circle. Oh my god, this is getting out of hand.
Absolutely.
This is the game that Dark Magicians want to play.
Yeah.
Like, if they had the opportunity to play a game anyway, if I could open Magician's Navigation, Dark Magic Circle, and it doesn't have to be Kaiku. Kaiku's just a bonus in this case.
Yeah. That was super icing on the cake right there.
Yeah. Wow, that was big, and I really don't know how. I don't know how John's going to recover from this. And he had, oh my god,
oh my god,
and the deck devastation virus. Whoa!
And that is, there is no coming back from that.
Robbie, the man already took a brutal beating last year. He doesn't need more.
He doesn't need more.
I mean, the deck devastation doesn't do a whole lot, but I mean, just the fact that he had it in case John had anything else, in addition to everything else he already accomplished this turn.
Yeah, and now he has every piece of information he needs to push. That Snow isn't doing anything in his hand, and neither is Trick Clown. All John Moore can do is attempt to play Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh!
Caveman
and the Dark Magicians ain't gonna have any of that. I've got to revise my statement about the advantage in these decks. You know, I didn't think about how much of a brick the Skull Servants were when I was evaluating this matchup.
Oh man, and Robbie just hard sacked for the Dark Magician to banish the king from the grave or from the field. That's insane.
Oh man, that hard tribute summon Dark Magician. That's exactly the kind of play that I was hoping to get out of this tournament. It's just so iconic to this game.
It is, but it does so much when backed by a Dark Magic Circle because, I mean, it got rid of the threat that he couldn't otherwise get rid of. I mean, he negged himself in terms of advantage, but now he's dominating the board.
You know better than just about anybody else in this format how powerful a tribute summon can be in a game. Shout out to Billy Brake.
Shout out to Billy Brake, the hard summon Dogeron. Oh my god. And then Robbie has another Kaiku to follow up. So now he can banish the Snow with Kaiku. That's absolutely crazy.
It's painful to watch at this point.
I don't even know what Robbie can do or what John can do. Robbie's got this in like full control.
Without the Dark Hole, I would have brought in the Dark Hole for the next game. Like, even if it's like a 1 card in 60, like, at least it's something you can do against Kaiku. Oh,
Deck
no,
Devastation, getting rid of the Terror Top.
Out of that situation. You know, I didn't think about Terror Top being a potential out, but it isn't even under Deck Devi. That was just...
And I think this is just about over. I mean... Robbie's just getting another Dark Magic Circle off the rod just because he can, but this is... Wow, this has been quite a game.
Oh my goodness.
Getting the third Dark... Is he just going to go for the Disrespect and Hard Tribute again? Oh my god. Okay, he's not. He's not.
He's not going to be Emmett.
He's not going to...
He wants to end this game now. He's not going to do that by Hard Tribute summoning a Dark Magician.
Well, actually, funny enough, he's not dead because the Trick Clown is going to give him one more turn.
That's fair, but he also takes it out with the Kaiku.
Yeah.
Basically, the only thing that saves John right now is Soul Charge.
Not even, because he has no life. He has 400.
Oh, that's true.
And Kaiku's banishing all of his monsters.
I was gonna say he'll at least have like a rank rank 1. I don't know.
This is where John draws Rank Up Magic, the 7th one.
Oh yeah.
And his 1 of 46 chance.
That would be the nuts. That would do it. That would get him there.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was because wasn't John also citing kaijus? That would have been a potential way to solve this as well.
I didn't see whether or not he was citing kaijus. I just was looking at the main deck and noticing that he had no outs to Kaiku.
Drawing the White Princess. That's pretty rough.
I mean, in John's defense, Twin Twisters under the trap card is an out to Kaiku. But you gotta have more than that when there's one card that just utterly destroys your deck.
You gotta have more than that.
You know, I made that joke earlier in this stream and you just totally ignored me, so I'm not gonna dignify that with a response.
That was totally awesome of me to ignore that, so then I could use it myself.
Oh my god.
Well, John did everything he could. He tried to use the White Princess to really just lower the attack of all the monsters, but it's too little too late, and this one looks like it's about to be wrapped up. So, guys, that's going to do it. Robbie's just going to summon the Dark Magician again, just for the disrespect. The Dark Magician again. Because, to be fair, doing that the first time actually won him the game. So.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So guys, that's going to do it. Mkohl40, your runner-up from the 2016 championship, is going to move on to the second round. He's going to make Flare Metal just for the disrespect. And we're going to see the final attack right there. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. He's going to chain Max C for even more disrespect. That is just how you disrespect the man who got totally savaged in the first round last year as well. So thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you in the next match.